Marsh Boxing back at it. Boxing video. So Mauricio Suleiman likes the idea of having Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder in the WBC title eliminator. He says he likes the idea. It'd be a great fight. Now I'm not disagreeing with the man Mauricio Suleiman. It'll be a great fight. But there's a lot of variables in this particular proposed matchup by the WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman. A lot of factors that have to be underlined, and there's going to be a lot of, between the two guys, a lot of decision making, whether this will be something they're willing to do, whether it's Dillian Whyte or Deontay Wilder, or if it's something they'll both pass on. I'd love to see the fight. Been wanting to see the fight for at least 2 to 3 years, okay? Now, this is all pending on Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte is fighting, actually, I don't know the date. I don't know the date exactly, but he will be doing a rematch, I believe in Gibraltar over there in Spain. You know, by the Rock of Gibraltar. Great place to have the fight, you know, an exotic place, you know what I mean? I like the idea of having fights in exotic places. You know, Gibraltar, Rock of Gibraltar, right there on the Mediterranean of Spain, Mediterranean Sea. And south of that is Morocco, you know what I mean? It's real close to Morocco. You check it, so can't wait to see that fight. But Dillian Whyte has to get past Povetkin, you know what I mean? He needs to get past Povetkin in order to be back in position to become the WBC interim heavyweight champion, you know what I mean? Or heavyweight title, okay? Now, Deontay Wilder is supposed to fight the man Tyson Fury in the third fight in the trilogy. I don't know what happened between the two. I personally put the onus on Deontay Wilder. That's just me. I think he had more than enough time to try and force that third fight. He let time elapse. A few dates were proposed for that fight. Nothing happened. Now, I'm on the outside looking in. You never know. Team Fury, Frank Warren, and or Bob Arum could have done a lot of okey-doke stuff in order to the fight not happen. Because remember, they claimed that the man Tyson Fury was supposed to have a fight in December. And they were saying the Deontay Wilder fight is off. And at that point in time, why I say the onus is more on Deontay Wilder, he was quiet about it. He didn't make no public appearances, no interviews, had nothing to say about what's prolonging this third fight to happen. Till this day, March whatever I'm doing this video, 18th of the 19th, 2021. Both guys have not fought, you know what I'm saying? Fury or Wilder. They've last fought over a year ago. You check it, and that's not, to me, that's not, doesn't show that the challenger, who is Deontay Wilder, who got his strap took from him, was really pushing for that fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, okay? So with Wilder being promised still a third fight, why would he risk fighting in an eliminator? What sense does an eliminator make when he's due up next to fight the winner of Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua? You know, I hear from Max Kellerman that Deontay Wilder got some serious step-aside money to fall back and let Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury do their thing for the third fight. I'm sorry, for the undisputed fight, okay? And if that's the case, Deontay Wilder should be up next. That's how it goes. You take step-aside money, fall back, let these two handle their business for undisputed. You get the winner. You get first dibs, okay? Let's say Dillian Whyte does beat Povetkin. And it is a big possibility he won't. You know what I mean? Povetkin could very well win that fight. Like he did the first time, knocked his ass out cold. You know what I mean? After getting off the canvas twice, got off the canvas, knocked him out with a mean uppercut, KO of the year style. Left uppercut, knocked him out in the 5th round. He could very well win that, still the rematch, okay? It's not penciled in or given that Dillian White will beat the man Povetkin. Okay. Now, if the man Dillian White does so happen to get by Povetkin holding a WBC, then he'll be placed back into his WBC interim title position. Why would he risk going into a title eliminator versus Deontay Wilder when he's due a title shot? And that's why I said what Mauricio Suleiman was saying. It makes for a great fight, but does it make sense for both fighters? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And this is actually a high risk, low reward. They might get paid millions of dollars, Dillian White versus Deontay Wilder, if they do fight, right? Okay. But the risk is you're losing your position when both guys, Wilder especially, he don't have to fight nobody as of right now, and he's due a title shot. You know what I'm saying? As for Dillian White, he still has to get past Povetkin, and if he does, why should he be in a title eliminator, risk his position when he's due up for a title shot? You know what I'm saying? These are questions that have to be asked, and both fighters will have to weigh their options. And believe you me, it don't make sense for both guys. You know what I mean? It's a great fight on paper. Both guys have animosity against each other. On the rumor mill word on the rumor mill is that what's his name? What's the name? Dillian White has claimed to have smashed Deontay Wilder's girlfriend or his baby mother. Now, do I believe that? I don't know. But 9 times out of 10, knowing Dillian White, how he be talking crazy, he probably didn't get his dick wet. That's just what I believe, you know what I mean? With Deontay Wilder's girl. Now, Jarrell Miller, he claims to have smashed Wilder's girl as well, too. I'm gonna believe him, although he's a predicate steroid cheat. But I do more believe him, only because the fact that the guys from the United States has been in training camp with the man Deontay Wilder as a sparring partner before, and you know it's the United States. These boxers and these women, they probably move in the same circles. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. They have animosity, Dillian White and Deontay Wilder, and it's deep. These two fellas don't like each other. That's why I'd love to see that fight. But like I said, if Wilder is due next a title shot, if he took step aside money like Max Kellerman said, in order for Fury and Tyson and Anthony Joshua to get it off for undisputed, and if he's due next a title shot at the winner, why would he be interested in a WBC title eliminator versus Dillian White? Why would he risk it? What if he loses? If he loses, bye-bye title shot. Now Dillian White would be in that position, but Dillian White don't have to fight Deontay Wilder to be in position to be owed a title shot, which he's been owed for a while with the WBC interim strap. Why? Because he still has to get past Povetkin, and if he so does happen to get past Povetkin and beat him, then he's sitting pretty in a privileged position, due up for a title shot. So that's why this proposed idea from Mauricio Suleiman sounds great for the fans for boxing. But if it don't, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense as far as business is concerned for both guys, and both guys ain't willing to risk they title shots to fight each other when there's nothing to gain from fighting each other. There's no strap involved in fighting Dillian White versus Deontay Wilder. The loser doesn't get a title shot. The winner gets a title shot. And even if they don't fight each other, they still get a title shot pending Dillian White if he can get past the man Povetkin. So Mauricio Suleiman, it sounds good and all that, but more than likely these two guys ain't gonna go ahead with your idea. You know what I mean? There's no incentive for both guys to fight each other as of right now. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder, I'd love to hear what he has to say about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua undisputed. I'd love to hear from his own mouth if he did get um what you call it, some step aside money. And at the end of the day, an undisputed fight is supposed to be happening this summer. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it's also a two-fight deal. But it's only right, I guess. The fight might end up a draw and or controversial, just like Wilder and Fury won. Then they're gonna have to do it all over again. You know what I mean? So Deontay Wilder and or Dillian Whyte, even if Dillian Whyte gets past this man, they're not gonna be fighting for a world title in 2021. Nah, unless somebody takes a severe beating, whether it's Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury in the undisputed fight, and they be like, no mas, I don't even want to do a second fight. Forget about it. It's not a good idea. But besides that, if that doesn't happen, neither guy, Wilder or Dillian Whyte, will be getting a title shot in 2021. So they're going to have to fall back. I don't know what they're going to do. As far as Wilder, I don't even know who his next opponent's going to be. But time will tell. Be Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, and I'll catch you on the next one, all right? Go on.